Tonight, relief could be in sight for Park Point residents after recent storms caused major flooding in their homes.
Plus, the back and forth over gun legislation continues in Wisconsin as the governor demands lawmakers vote on a pair of bills.
And giving more options to those who serve our country. We'll take you to a new VA clinic in Wisconsin.
From CBS3 Duluth, this is the CBS3 News at 6.
Good evening, I'm Kristen Bakke.
And I'm Anthony Matt. Thanks for joining us. Some welcome news for people living on Duluth's Park Point. The city of Duluth says it has a project in the works that should prevent situations like this, knee-deep water in basements. Lee Schwartz is one of the many Park Point neighbors who often has to pump water out of their home when severe weather hits. It was an issue most recently after the powerful October storms we saw a couple of weeks ago.
The city's solution means improvements to the Point's sanitary sewer system between the aerial lift bridge and 29th Street on Minnesota Avenue. CBS 3's Alex Libby is live from a meeting where Park Point residents are learning more about the project. Alex, when is the work supposed to start?
So the work is going to start the week of the 18th in November. I'm standing here at the Lafayette Community Center. There were a lot more people here at around 5:30. Currently, there's just a few people, but it's open until 7 p.m. to find out more information, and that's why they're holding this meeting for the residents of Park Point. Basically, the project boils down to installing a special liner in the sanitary sewer pipe that will make it more solid. The process is trenchless, meaning it is completely above ground. City officials say there will be time periods when residents are asked not to do anything that will create wastewater, like flushing your toilet, washing dishes, or doing laundry. Contractors may also need to get into your house to test sewer connections. While this may seem like a headache for many, Tom Pfeffer, a senior engineer for the city of Duluth, says he's confident that this construction will solve flooded basement issues.
The lining process that we're performing right now, like I said earlier, is the second phase of the first phase we completed last year. We're optimistic that by lining the sewer mains and sealing the connections of the side laterals from the houses is going to eliminate enough water to allow our pumps and pipes to keep up with it.
He also says that this way of sealing the pipes is more cost efficient and less invasive than the other techniques. He also said that this project will be around $800,000 and it's completely covered by the sewer fund, so there shouldn't be a problem with that. And also, it will be done before the end of the year. And if you have any questions or want to learn more about this project, if you're interested in it, this meeting runs until 7 p.m., so you have just under an hour to make it here. And also with this project, there will be some traffic issues if you're heading on Park Point.
All right, and Alex, we know tonight at 10 you'll be telling us more about what Park Point residents think of this solution, so we'll have more on that tonight. Thanks, Alex. Well, some relief is on the way for Duluth drivers. The section of Superior Street that's been closed since April will open back up a week from tomorrow. Here's a live look at that area from our downtown camera. Phase 2 of the reconstruction project, which closed Lake Avenue to 4th Avenue East, was supposed to be finished last month, but bad weather delayed things. Some sections will have temporary asphalt, then crews will replace it with concrete next spring. At the same time, they start Phase 3. And Phase 3 will close Superior Street from Lake Avenue to 3rd Avenue West.
Wisconsin Governor Tony Evers is demanding Republican legislators vote on a pair of bills restricting firearm ownership. In October, the Democrat ordered a special session on gun control to begin this week. He wants lawmakers to vote on bills mandating universal background checks and allowing family members or police to ask judges to temporarily seize firearms from people who pose a threat. Republican leaders say they won't even consider the bills. Senate Majority Leader Scott Fitzgerald says he plans to gavel in and gavel out seconds later, ending the session.
We know that these laws have been upheld in other places, and we know the public supports these things. So let's not ignore the governor's call. Let's not use things that are not true to deny, the proper vote on this issue. And let's take meaningful action because it matters.
Evers sent Fitzgerald and Assembly Speaker Robin Vos a letter Thursday morning blasting them for, quote, ignoring the will of the people. He says Wisconsin residents deserve to know where their legislators stand on the bills.
Let's check in with Dave for a look at the weather. Another cold one out there today. Is there any relief in sight for us?
You know, there just might be by tomorrow afternoon, but the bottom may get even further away from us by tomorrow morning. So a little bit colder, then a little bit warmer, if only briefly. So cold tonight, warmer tomorrow. High pressure has a hold of us right now. It's Arctic high pressure, so the sky will clear for most zones tonight and will get pretty chilly down into the single digits. That low from the west will start to increase clouds, though, and increase temperatures, at least for Friday and Saturday. So our day planner for Friday says as the kids get out to school, really bundle them up this time around. Only 8 above here in the Twin Ports, colder inland. Then the clouds filter in and temperatures respond in kind. We could be as warm as 29, maybe even 30 degrees by 3 o'clock. And 35 is not out of the question come Saturday. But even that's 5 degrees cooler than normal. And then it's going to get even colder than what you see tomorrow by Monday for Veterans Day. All of this will be sorted out with the 7-day forecast in a few more minutes.
Thanks, Dave. Duluth police are investigating after a man died in a crash. It happened on Mesaba Avenue at West 5th Street just after 4:30 this morning. Police say a vehicle was headed down Mesaba when the driver couldn't turn and crashed into a light pole. They say the 24-year-old driver, who was not wearing a seatbelt, died at the scene. Police have not released the victim's name as of yet.
A Duluth family is without a home after an early morning fire in the city's East Hillside neighborhood. It broke out around 2:30 near 14th Avenue East and East 10th Street. Firefighters say the fire started in the attic. Damage is estimated around $75,000. The exact cause is under investigation, but fire officials say it looks like an electrical fire. The family will have to stay somewhere else while they clean up from water and smoke damage.
The man sentenced in connection with burning down a downtown Duluth synagogue in September is back behind bars tonight. Police arrested Matthew Amiot on a warrant Tuesday after he allegedly violated his probation. Police say he walked away from the Bethel Rehabilitation Center after completing his intake required as part of his sentence. In a St. Louis County courtroom this morning, Judge Sean Florkey entered a denial of the probation violation charge on Amiot's behalf. He also ordered the 36-year-old be held behind bars without bail until his next hearing. Amiot is due back in court for a contested hearing next Friday.
New details tonight after someone shot at a St. Louis County church and school. You'll remember bullet holes were found in the window at the South Ridge School in Culver and at a church just down the road. That was about 2 weeks ago. Now, St. Louis County Sheriff's officials tell us they found a shotgun in the nearby woods about a week later. Authorities have not confirmed if that's the same weapon that caused the damage. They're e-tracing the weapon to see who it's registered to. They're also DNA testing the shells. Authorities say they do not have any suspects right now, but that the public is not in any danger.
Murder charges were filed against an Aiken County man today, about a month after a woman's body was found on his property. Joshua Cardula made his first appearance in court this morning. The 35-year-old is accused of strangling Michelle May to death. The Crow Wing County woman was reported missing in early October. Her body was found at Cardula's house when authorities were executing a search warrant. He was originally arrested for violating probation, but is now being held on second-degree murder. A judge set his bail at $5 million.
A follow-up to a story we first brought you last month. We're learning more about the plans for a possible Duluth Costco. The plans call for the discount warehouse chain to be built at the corner of West Arrowhead Road and Haynes Road. New Life Lutheran Church currently sits on part of that land. We learned today the church would be displaced by a portion of a parking lot if that project moves forward. The church is home to about 85 congregants. The president of the church, Mary Robinson, says while nothing is certain at this time, there are ongoing discussions about the church's future. Plans for the more than 160,000 square foot store will go before the Duluth Planning Commission next Tuesday.
Veterans in Hayward celebrated Veterans Day weekend with a major milestone.
The Veterans Affairs Office from Minneapolis held a ribbon-cutting ceremony to announce the brand-new VA clinic. CBS 3's Emma Quinn was there.
Go.
All right, it worked. All right. Come on in.
Thursday morning marked the grand opening of an expansion for veterans health care in Hayward. It's something Army veteran Paul Wharton says is a long time coming.
So I can be here in 20 minutes, see the doctor, see the nurse, have a lab test done, whatever needs to be done, and I'm back home in another 20 minutes. I've taken maybe 2 hours at most out of my day, where in the past I'm looking at an entire whole day.
The clinic is the third in Hayward since 2007 after the need outgrew the previous two. The new clinic is twice the size of the former one and has much more to offer.
So mental health services, primary care services, a whole variety of telehealth services so veterans can get follow-up from their surgical care. They can get some eye services here via telehealth.
For Wharton and the 1,000 other vets, it means they're getting the care they've earned.
But the main thing is the convenience of having this facility here is tremendous. So we'll be able to accommodate more patients and more of the veterans and just give better care.
Wharton says opening the clinic in time for Veterans Day makes it even more special.
Being veterans is kind of like a family affair in my family, but to have it happen on Veterans Day is just that much more indicative of the commitment that the Veterans Administration has to the veterans in Northwest Wisconsin.
The clinic has been servicing patients since October 10th. The Minneapolis VA office runs the Hayward Clinic, one of 4 in Wisconsin managed out of the cities.
Still to come on Live Local CBS3, we're taking a look at both the benefits and dangers of baby wearing in this week's Eye on Parenting.
This morning's low temp here in the Twin Ports is only 12 above, cooler than normal by 15 degrees, and it'll be even colder by tomorrow morning. But a brief break comes around Friday afternoon and Saturday. We'll talk about temps and precip chances coming up after our break.
Live, local, CBS3 News at 6 with Kristen Vaki, Anthony Matt, Kelly Hinson, and weather with meteorologist Dave Anderson on Live, local, CBS3. CBS3 News is brought to you by Duluth Casino.
Welcome to Medical Insight, a weekly healthcare feature brought to you by the experts at Essentia Health. Here's your host, Louis St. George.
Today on Medical Insight, Essentia Health radiation oncologist Dr. Jessica Sawyer discusses breath management techniques, specifically 4D CT, or four-dimensional CT scans, which can track tumors with remarkable precision.
Some cancers are located in places in the body that move. So for instance, cancers that are in the lung. So when you breathe, your lungs move in and out, up and down. And so if there's a cancer within that lung, it's going to move up and down and side to side in however many ways it moves. Using breath management techniques, what we're trying to do is to ensure that when patients come for treatment, we're actually treating the tumor no matter where it is in that cycle of breathing, so not missing. Standard CT is a great tool to use to see where the tumor is at that moment in time. Radiation treatment, for instance, takes 60 seconds, 2 minutes, and so during that time that the beam is on, a patient can't hold their breath that whole time. And so we actually have to have a four-dimensional in time component also that helps us understand where that tumor is.
4D CT helps Dr. Sawyer and her team deliver radiation effectively and efficiently while minimizing risk to the patient.
So we can make sure that when we deliver the radiation treatment, the plan itself, that we're ensuring that we're treating the cancer no matter where it is in the patient's breathing cycle, that we're not missing it, but also keeping our margins small to avoid as much normal lung as possible. So because we have that knowledge, we feel more comfortable using smaller margins, meaning our target is smaller, and when your target is smaller, you don't have as much collateral damage to the surrounding tissues.
For Medical Insight, I'm Louis St. George.
This Medical Insight was brought to you by Essentia Health. To learn more about the services we offer, visit essentiahealth.org.
Hold on to me, don't let me go. Your first name is free, last name is down.
For a limited time during SUV season, get over $6,500 total savings on a 2019 Ford Edge. Only at your Northland Ford dealers.
You want to know if God speaks to me?
Yes.
He does.
You think she's a prophet? Help us find out.
God is sometimes specific, sometimes not. It's a bit convenient, isn't it?
Why are we doing this?
Her prophecies are identical to the Povalier Codex, transcribed by monks in 1550.
It predicts the end of the Catholic Church.
I need to talk to her again.
We both do.
CBS3 Weather is brought to you by Nicolay Law Office. Now, the CBS3 Duluth WeatherMax forecast with meteorologist Dave Anderson.
Well, they're starting to make snow at Spirit Mountain. Can't wait for Mama Nature to do it because she's been moving fairly slow for much of the region as far as snow goes, but not as far as cold goes. So making snow, actually a very tricky balanced project here. You have to have a air temperature of a certain degree and then the dew point at a certain degree, and in between the wet bulb temperature all has to balance out before you can get those snow cannons there to make that snow. Towards the UP, they've been getting some natural snow, and the rest of us do get a chance coming around for Saturday. How much will stick? We'll let you know after we take a look at the current conditions here at the airport in Duluth. Right now it's 20 degrees with the sky partly cloudy. Should be fairly clear and cool overnight tonight, but a fresh low pressure system by tomorrow will increase the clouds already, and that will allow things to warm up. So pretty chilly tonight, and then better for tomorrow and Saturday as well. Wind right now, westerly, northwesterly, 9 miles per hour. Relative humidity 48%, and air pressure is high at 30.5 inches of mercury. Current temperatures run from 12 in International Falls down to 10 in Hibbing, 18 Moose Lake, that's reasonably warm comparatively, 16 in Superior, 18 Hayward, 19 Ashland, and 16 to 17 in the Upper Peninsula. Up to Gunflint a few miles, 14 degrees. Overnight low temps tomorrow probably will be falling into the single digits pretty much across the board. But by tomorrow afternoon, we may warm all the way up towards 30, which is still 10 degrees cooler than normal, but the best we've been perhaps in a while. All right, folks, today they've been getting some snow in the Upper Peninsula from the middle part of Upper Michigan here towards the eastern part as well. Winter weather advisory in effect perhaps for a few more hours, but for the rest of our area, yeah, not that much in the way of snow action because of the action of the high pressure system that's been keeping the clouds at bay and keeping our temperatures cool. But again, that should change at least briefly tomorrow as lower pressure from the west comes to call, helps to bring in a southerly wind, and it'll bring a cloudy Friday. And for Saturday, a 30% chance for flurries and light snow. A little bit, which could stick because even if it warms up, we'll still be below freezing for the most part. So as far as the temperatures go, they're going to be supportive of snow, and once we get into Sunday, we might have a trace to about 2 inches trying to stick around much of the region. For tonight in Minnesota, low temps will try to drop into the single digits, clear and cool in Wisconsin, Michigan. UP may get a few more snow showers, and otherwise single digits for that zone as well. For tomorrow, daytime highs might top out around 30 once we get into the afternoon for Wisconsin and Michigan. For Minnesotans, a range of temperatures from about 25 to 30 will be achieved as well. Mostly cloudy sky for everybody. And then that mostly cloudy sky does give us the 30% chance for snow showers Saturday, maybe a few more on Sunday. And again, by the time we get into Sunday night, a trace to 2 inches. Then colder air comes back with a vengeance perhaps. Veterans Day morning, only 5 above, and the daytime high, a mere 15 degrees.
All right. Thanks, Dave. Well, there are plenty of benefits when it comes to baby wearing, the practice of wearing or carrying a baby.
But those benefits could come at a cost if you're not doing it right. CBS 3's Leanne Valdez has more in this week's Eye on Parenting.
When it comes to baby wearing, families do it for different reasons.
So it can be completely exhausting to carry them in your arms. In winters in Minnesota, I found like you can't push a stroller around in the snow.
Another reason may be to create a special bond with your little one.
After a baby is born, it's really important to have that attachment connection, and babies really do want to be really close to you. And the goal is to...
Joy Herbert owns Little Nature's, a store that specializes in baby products in West Duluth. She's no stranger to the baby wearing world.
With our first, we didn't do it that much, and then by the second, when you have a 2-year-old and you have a baby, it just became essential.
Essentials that could be confusing for some parents.
What are our options? Can we find something that works better, that's more comfortable, that's easy to like get out of the car and get into the grocery store?
Herbert saw an opportunity to help first-time parents and those interested in the act.
Every carrier kind of fits everybody different. So the size of your frame, the size of your shoulders. I mean, there's just a lot of factors that we recommend coming in and trying them on.
Oftentimes people buy them and they're not wearing the carrier or wrap right.
Because when they're comfortable, you can wear a kid for 2 hours.
Or the baby.
The rule kind of is that the head should be high enough so you can just kiss it. If it's too low, they're in an area where maybe they can't breathe as well. And if they're too high, they can be in your face and the head flopping over.
Ergobaby, an American company, specializes in baby carriers, follows the acronym TICS to keep the child safe at all times. T is for tight, I is for in view at all times, C is for close enough to kiss, K is for keep chin off chest, and S is for supported back. Starting them young could also benefit you in the long run.
I can tell a difference when people start baby wearing really young. The baby just seems so comfortable and used to it.
Herbert says whether it's going on hikes or for a walk around the block, baby wearing shouldn't be painful.
Doing it well and you have a good carrier, it's really comfortable.
You can catch Eye on Parenting each week right here on CBS3.
Kelly's here to talk a little bit about sports. Big day for volleyball.
Big day for volleyball.
Yeah.
First day of the Minnesota State High School Volleyball Tournament was today. Greenway was the lone representation from the Northland. We'll have highlights on how they did next in sports.
Get your new Toro snowblower from Duluth Lawn and Sports.
CBS3 live cams are brought to you by Kohler Toyota, home of the largest selection of SUVs in the Northland. Visit KohlerToyota.com for 50th anniversary specials.
Looking for a place to host your holiday party this season? With our wonderful venues and delicious catering, look no further than Barker's Island Inn. We've got you covered. Call today to make your reservations.
From morning coffee runs to family trips, away games, campouts, and weekend projects. No adventure is too big for the Honda lineup with available all-wheel drive. Visit your Honda dealer and test drive one today.
At Marshall, we know that paying independent school tuition is a real commitment for families, and we want to make the Marshall experience possible for anyone who wants to attend. That's why Marshall awards over $2 million of financial aid each year. We know that families have budgets, and it's our goal to work within those budgets in a way that makes sense for everybody. When we partner together, we invest in your child's future. To find out more, contact us or join us at our open house on Tuesday, November 12th.
Hi, John with Prime Appliance, and Black November pricing is here, and it lasts all month long, and it all happens during regular store hours. We don't make our customers come in at idiotic hours and jump through hoops to get prices like this. 27 cubic foot Whirlpool French door with 2 ice makers, just $19.99. Or this 22 cubic foot Whirlpool bottom freezer in black or white, just $10.98. Financing always available. Take it home today or set up delivery. Come to Prime Appliance in Superior, the best place to buy your appliances. Let us prove it to you.
If you're looking for the best place to pick up a pizza, might we recommend the place with pizza in the name? Call Pizza Hut now to pick up a large 3-topping pizza for just $7.99. No one out-pizzas the Hut.
I know people love the dish remote. It's great. So why build in the Google Assistant? I mean, who really needs a TV remote that can turn the thermostat up?
Change temperature to 72.
The lights down.
Dim the lights.
And still access their DVR.
Play real.
Actually, some people could absolutely use a remote like that. The new Dish Voice Remote. Dish, tuned in to you.
Great Lakes Stone.
Not only are we your reliable resource for quality building products in the Northland, we're now offering a full-service installation with our workmanship guarantee. With our network of landscape and masonry professionals standing by to work with our clients, there's still time to get on our schedule for winter. Call or stop in today or schedule an exclusive one-on-one appointment at our website at greatlakestone.com.
Selection.
Now, CBS3 Sports with Kelly Hinson.
The Minnesota State High School Volleyball Tournament has arrived. As of today, one Northland team remained in the hunt for a state title, and that would be the Greenway Raiders. The Raiders open up taking on the #1 seed, defending state champs Minnesota. So a tough test. Greenway battling back from an early 4-point deficit. They tied up with the double block on the right side in the first set. Faith Williams gets a handle on it. They tie it at 5 after rattling off 4 straight points, neck and neck through the first set. This time, Claire Beckett gets the set on the left side and hammers it down. Now they trail by just a point until Vekic goes up again on the very next point. The senior Bemidji State commit for hockey gets back-to-back kills to knot it at 14. They stayed with them through the entirety of the first. Vekic goes up for the kill from the back row, and she gets it, but Minnesota goes on to take this one in 3 straight. They are not out of it yet, though. Greenway will move down to the consolation bracket to face Mounds Park Academy tomorrow afternoon at the XL Energy Center. The UMD women's hockey team is off this week after a statement win over St. Cloud State last weekend. In total, 7 different scorers stepped up for the Bulldogs this past weekend over the 2-game span. Head coach Moore Kroll emphasized how well her players did of carrying momentum over from their 3-2 Friday night victory into Saturday's game, which they shut out the Huskies in 6-0. Now it's about keeping that momentum going. After their upcoming bye week this weekend, the Dogs will get 2 weeks off before heading back on the road.
Defense is jumping into the offense quite a bit, and that makes us the kind of team we want to be, with a lot of speed and a lot of numbers up ice. So figuring out how to finish on those plays and where our D should go and where our forward should go and where we should be putting the puck, I think being creative in those ways is really important. And obviously taking care of our D zone as well. We're going to be facing some really good opponents coming up, which is going to be a lot of fun, and we want to make sure that all of the things that we learned throughout this first half of the semester remains at the forefront of our minds.
UMD is off this upcoming weekend before hitting the road for another WCHA test on November 15th and 16th at Ohio State. And as for the UMD men, they will take on Denver in their first NCHC games of the year. You can watch both games this weekend. Bulldogs welcome in the Pioneers for their first league game of the year. Puck drop tomorrow night, Friday and Saturday, 7:07 p.m. My Night Sports. Mark your calendars.
You'll be there, right?
Yeah.
Both nights, rinkside.
Rinkside.
It'll be very exciting, and it'll be a good series. Good series.
Thanks, Kelly.
You're welcome.
The Bayfield County Sheriff's Office is welcoming its newest 4-legged member. According to a Facebook post, K9 Parker is now a member of the Sheriff's Office. But before he's chasing bad guys, he'll need 5 weeks of training with his handler. Once training is done, they'll be out patrolling the roads together. Up until now, Bayfield County would bring in a K9 from other agencies when needed.
All right, Dave, what's the rest of the night looking like weather-wise?
Really cold this time around. We all go into the single digits, but on a bright note, at least it's above 0. Next week, there's a chance some towns could go below. So for Friday in the afternoon, we go the other direction. It clouds up and warms up towards 30, the warmest we've been in a few days. And then 35 on Saturday for Minnesota Deer Opener, and a 30% chance for a trace to 2 inches of snow by the time the weekend wraps up on Sunday night. But for Veterans Day, an important celebration, an important holiday, but a chilly one this year. 5 above for the daytime start, 15 for the finish.
Wow, 5 above.
Yeah. And that's
right.
by the lake, so cooler inland.
All right, thanks, Dave. Thanks for joining us.
We'll see you back here at 10.